Welcome to Scotland. We're up in Innerleithen, which is this beautiful mountainous area on the Scottish borders. And Jono's going to be taking over the channel again. So this is round one of the EWS, the Enduro World Series, where Jono's made videos in the past last year that have done really well. The difference here is I actually raced yesterday. I raced all of these stages in this sunshine, which was amazing, but really, really challenging. I'm still walking, which means Jono should breeze it. But I'm going to hand you over now. The difference is here, having read the comments on Jono's recent videos, everyone wants to know more about his times, where he placed. And thankfully for you guys, this event has live timing, so Jono can keep you guys in the loop on where he's placed throughout the day as he passes through the stages. And hopefully that kind of keeps people on the ball with how fast you're actually going compared to the best. So I'm going to pass you over to Jono now. He's going to talk to you a bit about his bike setup for this, because the tracks are insane. They're so rooty and rough. But here you go. Jono, take it away. So this is race day. The format for the pro event is that you do a pro stage on the Saturday, which we've done, and then 5 stages of racing today, which is exactly what Matt did yesterday. There's 1,800 meters of climbing coming up. It's a grueling day. We'll roll out about 10:30 from the bottom, and there'll be a start time for each stage, just like the other Enduros you've seen. They make the liaisons at the world level pretty tight, so it's a grueling travel up to the start of the stages. It's insane. 1,800 meters is you can't fathom how much a mile of pedaling up is. Yesterday, the pedal just to the start of the first time downhill track, I counted the pedal strokes because I had no one to ride with. It's a good way of killing time. 4,882 pedals just to get to the first one. He actually did that. That is a genuine fact. So it's actually a nuisance. It's a real nuisance, this sport, isn't it? You can't. I love it. You can't even start your first track feeling good. So anyway, Jono needs to get going soon. Yeah, so bike's all ready to go. I've actually got a brand new bike for this race, the Carbon Tyee from Propane. As I've said before, we set them up as close to being downhill bikes as possible. So we've got big, thick casing tyres, 200mm brake rotors, as big a suspension as you can get without it becoming a downhill bike. So everything's built to last. It's built to just give you as much comfort and durability on the tracks, but obviously you've got to climb that up the hill as well.
How wide are your bars?
That's another little tech point. Everyone's just got a width of handlebars that they like and they're comfortable with. This venue, the trees are everywhere, they're scattered, they're so tight, people have actually been cutting down their handlebars. So I've gone with 775mm of bar width before putting the grips on, which is my standard width. I've not cut them down, I'm just trying to keep them comfortable, but I will be having some bleeding knuckles by the end of the week. But anyway, enough talking. I'm going to be comparing my times with Matt throughout the day, because I've got the benefit that he did the race yesterday. So we'll see how we're getting on. We can update you on the live timing as we go. I'll talk a little bit more about the bike, and I'm crossing my fingers for a really good day of racing, because as I said, yesterday's pro stage was my best ever EWS finish, a 30th position. So that time will get added on to today's racing. So yeah, really excited, and we'll take you along for the ride. And if you beat me by more than a minute, you can ride for Hellfair next year. With an enlarged belly container. Get up the hill to the belly. Oh, right then. I am about halfway up the first climb. You set off in pairs at the EWS. You set off with a rider that you'll be with for the whole day, and then a minute later the next 2 guys set off. And that's so that they can separate each rider dropping in by 30 seconds. So you've got a bit of a gap. There's a structure through the day and you've all got your start times. My partner has ridden off into the distance and I couldn't go with him. So maybe he's really fit, or maybe I'm just being sensible and saving my legs, but I'm going to continue to meander my way up. We're going to come up this same climb 3 times today. But yeah, bike's all clean. Should remain clean all day with the weather forecast. You have to keep your helmet on for all the climbs, which makes life hard. It's a sweaty affair. I'm just stopping for a wee. I've been climbing for about 40 minutes and I've got another 20 minutes to get to the start. Probably done 300 meters of climbing, another 100 to go, so I'm about on the money. The first stage it feels brand new. They've built a lot of berms. It's very sort of mixture of speed in the woods and you're just stuck in berms like a roller coaster. It is a brilliant track, but one that I think is going to be hard to differentiate yourself from other riders. So probably get through that clean if I can, and then move on. But this is definitely the most fun one. The problem with that is you enjoy yourself too much, you take your eye off the ball, and you've got to remember that it is a race and I mustn't make mistakes and I must go fast. I'm going to crack on. I don't want to be late. You get a big penalty if you're late. I've never done it before and I hope I never have to. So I'll motor on, sweat a bit more and keep feeding. One thing I will say is last year I did not eat or drink enough. I just sort of relied on having a bit of lunch in the day, like a normal day at work, and I've watched the other riders and they're eating energy gels, they're eating cereal bars. So I've packed a cereal bar for every stage. I'm going to gnaw away at those all day, put a bit of tablets in my water, try and keep energetic and not hallucinate towards the end of the day. That's enough talking. Next time you see me, I'll be dropping into the start of the stage.
Phew. That was sick. I'm struggling to recover. That was brilliant. That was my favourite one. There were so many bits where the top of the corners had fallen away from lots of traffic down the tracks, but I stayed on. I think I rode that as good as I could, other than a few stalls, so I'm absolutely buzzing. That's 2 stages, because I did the first one yesterday, which went brilliantly. So 2 brilliant stages. I'm really chuffed. Enduro's amazing. I don't know if I said, but you can't take your helmet off when you're on the bike, so you've got to keep your hot, sweaty helmet on for all the climbs and things, which is why you might not hear from me as much, because I've got to stop and take the helmet off, but no. The next one is my least favourite. It's very, very technical at the start. Starts really open and fast, and then you dive into the woods. So there's a lot of cloud cover today. It was very cold at the top just then, but I'm actually pleased because any optometrist experts out there will know that when you go from light to dark to light to dark, and your pupils do this, you almost become blind. And that was certainly the case yesterday, but with a bit of cloud cover, much more consistent light. So hopefully I can see where I'm going on this next one. I want to get this one clean, and then we're on for what I think will be a brilliant day. Just what you want to hear when you're on the start line. No, I don't mind. You need to hear it. Spinal board. Come on, Jono. Yeah, man. That was my least favourite one. I rode it sloppy, but what can you do? It's so tight in there. A lot of bits you come in fast and got to brake late. It means you mess up your entry, so you mess up your exit. But didn't crash, eh? What's that? We've done 3 halfway around. We're halfway around. Oh, my arm's tight. Holding my helmet. Could have been better, definitely could have been worse. We'll keep rolling. No, I'm chuffed that one's out the way. Next one's a long, physical, fast one. Yeah. I had to have a bit of time to myself there. That was a massive crash, so I'm pretty chewed up. My hand's very sore and my shoulder's pretty loose. Shame that the bar's knocked out of line because it slowed me down having to pop them back, but yeah, I think it's going to be survival now. Try and get around the rest of it and then have a good enough total time that going into the next round I've got quite a low number board. But I do like this next track. My hand's very sore. I think it's gonna be hard to hold on, but I feel like I know the lines down this one from practice, so we'll give it a good go. We've got a long walk, about a 40-minute hike up this little gully, so yeah, very disappointed to have a crash, but what's new? See how my hand feels and my shoulder feels on the stage. Let's have it.
Have a good run, man.
Cheers, guys. Shoulder.
Here he is. Jono! Are you hurt?
Yeah.
You're covered. You must have slammed. Oh mate, I'm gutted for you.
There's been a delay because someone's got injured, so there's the way the format works is after me there's a few more guys and then they do the women and then the last of the top pro men. So the times I've been checking aren't actually the finishing times because a lot of fast guys that realistically are going to bump things down. So the times you'll have been seeing so far, Ben kindly has been putting in post-production, so thank you, Ben.
I looked on, okay, and the second stage you raced was one of the ones that I didn't practice. You beat me down it by 40 seconds. So I've been laughing. I think you'll be able to finish all 5 stages today quicker than I did 4 of my best.
Well, I do 6 stages because I did one yesterday, so maybe I can beat you overall.
Yeah,
6
true. You
stages
could
and
do
you're
6
fine.
quicker than my 5. I think you will,
Then
even
I
with
can
your
ride
crash.
for Hellfair next year?
Yeah.
Thanks.
It's pretty much a sure thing anyway, but it made him work for it. Yeah, I'll give you this GoPro for your last run. The last one's brilliant. Jono's going to come into the finish area, which is chaos. It's going to be so good. The feeling of getting to the bottom, I can tell you from yesterday, even at half Jono's pace, is just all time. It's ultimate. So go on, mate, get up there. And you could probably chill this climb. I feel like you put the effort in. You could probably, your shoulder just almost came out.
It's fine.
Well, but it's not. You just buckled.
Saved my leg, I reckon.
You got an hour to get to the top.
Plenty.
And it's an hour climb. It's not plenty. It took me an hour and 20.
Heading up to the last stage. I'm choosing to walk, so I've got a bit of time. You get a tech zone bit of time, sort of half an hour before the last stage here. Normally it'd be more around lunchtime, sort of earlier in the day, where riders and mechanics can work on the bikes. You're not allowed to change frames, forks, wheels, and they'll put stickers on the bikes before you start to make sure you're not allowed to do that. But things like tyre pressure, suspension, all things like that you can change. I've left mine as it was because I'm pretty happy. Just got to get through this one. The body is battered, but I still think it might be going all right.
Paint Factory Racing. I've seen the videos, I've seen you ride a bike.
So that is EWS round 1 in the books. The last stage was really, really loose. I nearly had a big one again, so I'm just glad to be down in one piece. Lots to learn. Just need to sort of keep that consistency and not kill myself, but also try and push with the pace that I had earlier on in the day. So I think fitness comes into it. It's something you've got to keep striving for, but just general consistency is the name of the game for Enduro. So another really good one in the books. Chubby, who I travelled here with, got a very, very similar overall time to me, which is rad because we're going to travel out to the next ones together in 2 weeks. So we're going to be setting off almost at the same time, which would be really cool. So yeah, lots to take away from it. I hope you enjoyed the video. On the screen now, we'll show you where I ended up. It's not exactly where I wanted to be, but like I said, there's obviously some things to work on. The crashes didn't help my overall time, but just another excellent time on the Enduro bike. So thanks to all involved, and we'll see you in about 2 weeks' time for the next video. To the belly. Speaking of the belly, look out there, that tree redness, and on my arm, and on my hip, and on my hand. To the belly. Oh. Ah.